And we're back in the game with some more. Would say some more, but it's not, because it's the very first episode of a new campaign in Third Age Total War, version 4.6. So, who are we going to play as? Well, select War of the Ring. We're going to go with short campaign this time. Probably do some long campaigns, depending on how well this goes. Now, manage all cities. We'll have a battle time limit. And I think we're going to go as the Dwarves of Ered Luin. Okay, now there is quite a bit to read, and I'm not going to read it. Go ahead and download the mod and read it all yourself. But our victory conditions in the short campaign are hold 20 regions, including Ered Luin proper, is this region, I think, and take out just one faction, remnants of Angmar, which start up somewhere over here, but expand very rapidly because it's mainly empty lands up here with just rebel settlements. Okay, overview. Infantry focused faction. We can get cavalry, but only as mercenaries. They are few and far between. Excellent pikemen and crossbowmen, which is a very good combination, as Angmar fields quite a few warg units. That's the wolf units that the orcs breed for their cavalry, and having a good line of pikemen definitely kill off any warg that runs onto them. Safe starting location, yeah, it's pretty safe, but you have to get moving, can't sit around doing nothing. No dedicated cavalry, so just recruit them wherever you can find them. You can get merchant cavalry up here. I think you can recruit Rohan cavalry down here, Rovanian cavalry out here, and maybe Aothid cavalry out here. I'm pretty certain that you can't recruit any cavalry from Ered Luin or Dunland, and I don't think you can recruit cavalry from Freeland. Notable units: Broadbeam Marksman, that's a better tier of crossbowmen. Long-Beard Phalanx, that's a better unit of pikemen. And Dwarven Catapults are very useful because I think they have a special ammunition they can fire. It's been a while since I played version 3.0. So, our faction leader is Clan Lord Gore. Our faction here is Clan Herald Grain. And our capital is at Thorin's Halls. So, press the start button, see what happens. Hopefully something will happen, something good. Very excited to play this once again. I've been playing Third Age since before it had any submods. Long before Divide and Conquer came along, people were playing Moss. That's Massive Overhaul submod. And boy, was there a lot of submods in that. Spend like 5 minutes at the start of each campaign choosing which ones you wanted. Okay, I'm sure many of you have read all this. Scroll down, just pause. Okay, now this is a lot to read, so I'm not going to be reading all that. But again, pause it. Read through all of this. This. I mean, there's a great deal of work that the modders have put in, but nobody wants to listen to me this much talking. Even I don't want to listen to me doing this much talking. I have to listen to my own videos. And now in version 4.5, and of course version 4.6 which we're playing, Ered Luin actually has a pretty interesting script. I believe at some point you can choose to go your own way, or you can choose to remain a so-called good faction, and even perhaps ally with Mordor. Not that any dwarf would, but within every faction there are malcontents. See, it's got speed, and if you've managed to read all of that, probably half the video would be over. Right, and I'm sure everyone's familiar that within Medieval 2 there's a barracks event. Now, I normally get this between turn 60 and 62, virtually every campaign I play. I don't remember seeing it late as turn 68, but apparently it could be. Diplomatic information. A lot of people are at war with each other because this is total war. Not total peace, it's not total friendship, it's not a total hugging competition. Now, we do have a diplomat right at the start, and I'm going to get him moving on down here. And he's bumped into some elven rebels. I'm going to get him to come on down here because the high elves are down here. It would be good to have them as an ally, so we'll try to ally with them. If you come on down here, and have you heading on up over here, and we start out with 6,500. It says that we're going to make an incredibly small profit of 286 coins. You can see they actually have more trade than taxes, probably because with dwarves we have a very low population. Now, in previous versions of Divide and Conquer, I really like this building, Stoneworker's Hut, and I'd love to get full chain as quickly as possible. Some people will go for economic buildings, some people will go for military buildings. I go for this chain because within perhaps maybe 15 turns you're going to halve every building the cost and the construction time. So this could only be 1900 coins in 3 turns. It could only be 1400 coins in, well, probably 3 turns as well. But get very cheap and very quick to construct, which is good. So I'll go with that one. Now I'm not worried about the population too much because we're already at the highest level we can go. So I'll just boost that. Now here I will put it down because you get up to 5,000 fairly quickly, despite being dwarves having a low reproduction rate. We'll also build it there, leaving us with 4,600 coins. What kind of military units can we get? Ered Luin militia. They've got 13 defense right away. That's a militia unit, and it only gets better from there. Unless you happen to be pikemen. Pikemen are generally not as well armoured as other troops, but as we're dwarves, we can get very good armour fairly quickly, boosting that. Now, I'm going to get another diplomat, not a spy, diplomat, and get another unit of pikes. Can't get anybody there. We'll get those 2 units. I think we'll probably get one of them as a garrison unit there. Right, now take out Angmar. We have 400 turns. got 3 settlements, meaning that we need 17 more. And there are a lot of rebel settlements out here, but we're mainly going to be fighting up here against Angmar. So it could be rather boring. And assuming that we do in fact win the short campaign, would have the option of carrying on. I don't know if we'd do that, because there's quite a few factions, and currently this is the first playthrough, so it's only going to be one a week. Well, it's every 3 weeks. It's going to be every 3 days. So you're only going to get 2 playthroughs each week. And there is a version 5 planned. It is under construction. So, would like to try and do as many campaigns before version 5 comes out. Hit that unturn button for the very first time and see what happens. Now the Dwarves, they're a good solid faction. And nothing spectacular, but they are solid. You can rely on them. You know what to expect. And not in any way meant to disrespect anyone who happens to be a dwarf. Sturdy people. Okay, now turn 1, there are a lot of factions that claim certain areas. Warrior has been claimed, Fornost has. Okay, we've got a new family member, which is good. The dwarves. Right, there is a rebel village there. Now, do we go for this? Because there are rebel settlements all the way around out here, but basically blocked in by rebel settlements. And the high elves are down here. They may want to go for this. Do we go for this other diplomat over here, which will start moving along? Right. I'm going to send you down to there. I'm going to send this general down here with those 2 extra units. Can't get any mercenaries. 2,500 coins. We're still going to make a very small profit. Right. I mean, we could boost the taxes there. Let's get that one in. Boost it. Just a moment. Once we start getting some trade alliances going, money's going to come in. Going to have to come in through land routes because we don't have any ports. We have the potential for a port because there's a fishery up there and a fishing village over here. Right. There are more units there, but their upkeep 360 will start eating into our profits, and we're going to need to do. We're going to have money to construct the next level over here. Right, so got 5 units. I'll kill off those. We'll see if we need to. Anybody else? If we suffer losses here, our upkeep will go down. I know a lot of people really like to go for the economic buildings and the military. They like to have that money coming in. They like to get as many units as fast as possible. They like to get the best units as fast as possible. And those are both valid strategies. But you can start reducing your construction costs very early in the campaign. And that money is really going to build up very quickly. Okay, we have a mission. talk to High Elves. Right, got you moving over here. There's an actual border there, I believe. That's a rebel settlement. That's a rebel settlement. Caliph and Eastern Numeriador. It's Western Numeriador. And Ered Luin. Okay, this may be the same area. Got war between Isengard and Rowan. Both of those are what I would consider to be cool factions, sexy factions that a lot of people want to play as. That's good, because we shall be playing as both of those when we can. Right, we've got both of those constructed. And as you can see, the next level is actually 2600, but it would have been 3200 if we hadn't constructed the first level. So we need to save up 2600. It's going to take 2 or 3 turns there. Let's get onto that bridge and we're going to have our first battle. Right, we've got Privateer Axemen. We've got Bandits. Now, these Dwarven Labourers, I think, are armor piercing, because they have like a hammer. So we're going to send them against the Axemen. Let's go and have our first battle. Hopefully it won't crash. We don't have too many crashes. Version 4.5 was incredibly buggy for me, and I thank the modders greatly for fixing many of those bugs, putting out version 4.6, which is basically just a bug fix version of 4.5. I've got some crossbowmen there. I put them out on the flank. They don't have skirmish mode. I put skirmish mode on. It doesn't take too much to figure out how to do that. Right. They've got some bandits there. Where are those privateers? They're running off up there. Want somebody after them. But we're just going to walk. They're just going to be doing some walking. Go after those. Up there. Go after them. They will eventually stop. Rebels like to go and claim any and all high ground they can. Even if they start on high ground, or even if they start higher up than you do, they will pull back and even higher ground. Notice that in many playthroughs of this mod that I've watched. As I couldn't play version 4.5, watched quite a few other people playing it, particularly Lionheart X10. He's the main top tier Total War channel that still does campaign playthroughs. Want to see other campaign playthroughs, then you're going to have to look for the mid-tier channels. Right, we have engaged the enemy. There. You go ahead and run. There. Not firing. We have taken casualties, but that will change very quickly. Right, we've got 152 men there. There's 151 privateers. We'll see how well we do against them. Now we actually don't have very much armor ourselves, so we're going to take quite a few casualties, aren't we? Also, I don't know how much armor the privateer Axemen actually started with. How are we doing over here? Now we're starting to kill more. losing. Those bandits won't have basically any armor on them. Well, ran away. Yep, we actually managed to kill about an equal number of the Proletariat Axemen. Don't seem to be getting that many yet, at least. Wonder how soon we'll lose our general. Got his name, I think it's Narn, N-A-R-N. Come on, push in. Ah, he was in the Proletariat X-Men, wasn't he? Alright, he pulled back in. Yep, we're still killing about equal number. And it looked like they had, all of them had hammers. Some of them got hammers, some of them got pickaxes. That must be their captain, and he's got a double-bladed axe there. Right, he's only taken one casualty. Get in there. (31 to 42). It's pretty close. I've taken quite a few casualties. These rebels aren't a pushover. So this episode will probably be around about an hour, as it's episode 1. That's another thing Lionheart XN does. He normally puts in an hour video, starts the campaign, and every, I think, 5th or 10th episode? I think it could be every 10th episode.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Yep, half of them. Managed to kill off any of their units. Pretty much lost this entire unit though, haven't we? Can get them some help there. Aha, that unit's broken as well. Like they're all breaking. They're chasing them. Right. Send you over here. I also think the Dwarven Labourers might be the fastest unit we have. That's assuming that any unit is faster than the others. Probably won't run down too many.
The battle is very much in our favor. If
Yep.
we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Up there. Run down. Come on, Dwarves. Now I do actually have a favourite faction in this mod, and that's the High Elves. Probably my second favourite would be Dorwinian, but we plan on playing as the evil factions as well.
We have lost half our men.
So don't worry about that. We'll definitely be playing as Isengard. Run is always a fun faction to play. Units with golden armour. I also like the Orcs of Gundabad with their snow orcs.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue,
Although you do face the dwarves from Erebor right away, and it can be a bit challenging. Of course, when you play on very hard, the AI troops get bonuses. even if they're technically equal in stats, you get bonuses. Think on easy and medium, all the stats are equal. On high, that's where the AI factions start getting bonuses. Alright, we lost 300 men, 300 dwarves, that's a lot. Yeah, basically that unit and that unit on. That one's at half strength. We may need reinforcements. That looks like Gandalf being chased by the Nazgul. Gandalf? Would that be Shadowfax that he's riding there? Right, they're dead, but we got a little money for sacking their settlement. Okay. That's going to give us just enough money to get that building in, but not enough money to recruit troops. There's 5 units in there. It only has 1 building, so see, very well developed. Take these units out. That's an extra 640 that we'll lose. I think we need to get that building in. Right, end the turn. Let's get that other stonemason building in. Then try to get some reinforcements down to 9. Okay, follow the road. All roads lead somewhere. Oh, it's generous. Let's see if we can get a little high elves. They should be rich. Hanging around Middle Earth for quite a while. And they still generous. See about 800. 9. 8. Still generous. Still that. Accepted. I'm going to sell them some map info. How willing they'll be to form an alliance.
You hold us at ransom. Another proposition. We're happy seems
Ah, went for it. Okay, military access.
Excellent. It's good to see we could.
Okay, good. So we can't accidentally trespass. Got 1 unit of Ered Luin militia. Be very useful right now, isn't it? Take these 2 units out. They're a lot quicker. So now get the Master Stoneworkers Hall, and that's going to reduce costs by 25%, build time by 1/3. And I am going to send those 2 units out. Because once we take this, we will have a direct land order. High elves. Right. Alliance announced. Okay, we got that. Set my timer. Go again. A little money left. We can start putting other stonework buildings in 2 turns. Right. Now, despite the High Elves and Dwarven being my 2 favourite factions, the actual best campaign I've ever had in Third Age Divide and Conquer was the Vale of Anduin version 3. That was an epic campaign. I wish I'd been recording back then to YouTube. There were so many times when I thought I was going to lose that campaign. It's literally touch and go for maybe 50, 70 turns. Really had to fight every battle. That was so much fun. Really, great sense of achievement when I finally won it. Okay, that's actually settlement, so get a couple of thousand gold.
Leading the men with honor,
Now
sire.
see what's in there.
We shall hold them
As I was saying, Warg Riders, we're going to be facing a lot of those. Angmar puts out a boatload of Warg Riders. They also have a javelin based one, which is actually quite dangerous to the dwarves, because javelins are one of the best ways to kill dwarves. Right, let's get you heading over this direction, coming over here. Marriage celebration, 2100. Gonna have just enough to get that stonework built, can't we? We'll see if they sally out. Get any mercenaries? Nope. Wish we had had another pike unit. Because they got 3 units of wargs there. But we'll just have to do our best if they sally out. Rebels are the last ones to come along. Warrior, Gundabad, and is a somewhat difficult campaign to play. Did not sally out, which is good. We're gonna have to do next time. Just surrender. Now, as canned, you do get a choice whether you side with the good factions or with Mordor. You're rather isolated in the bottom right hand corner of the map.
Very well. What else do you have to suggest?
I'm going to try and get an alliance with them.
You hold us that there is something else you wish to propose, then? No,
Huh.
cannot agree.
Just rejected it. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Now, we have reached the Shire, home to the hobbits. And here's some hobbits. Here's Alf. Not an alien life form.
Seems like a most reasonable. Very well. What else do you have to suggest?
Find selling them map info. That's likely to attack us.
I must say, we are not.
Gonna be able to get an alliance.
This isn't going to happen.
Interested.
Pleasure was all
Nope.
ours. Farewell.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad. We're gonna start coming down here. So we've actually got the money. The Stonemasons hut. Stone workers. That in. One will be ready. More turns. Still making money. Good. What's the trade at the moment? 1888. See if they'll rise up at Ered Luin. Aha, they are. This could be a tough battle. Yep, they slightly outnumber us. It's these wargs that are going to be a problem. Goblins, despite being many, fall to us. Right, we need to defend our crossbowmen, if possible. Now, their wargs might chase attackers without support. A crossbowman. Okay. Helmet. And here. And go into shield wall. That makes our front very, very narrow. The spears ready. They're not charging out. I was rather expecting them to. Call in card mode. Sure what the range is, but they're within range now. Somebody is. Right, that's their general's unit there, I believe. Let's have a close-up of them. There they are. I would say domesticated wolves, but you really don't domesticate a wolf. Certainly not before it eats you. They're coming in fast. Pikes down. Get those pikes down. Yeah, there they go. Now that poor unit of firebirds leading in that first battle. Here they are charging in on this flank. Ered Luin militia. They are classed as light infantry though. They look pretty tough. Still firing. Firing. They've broken through there. Oh. Better kill them off. Come on, kill them off.
The battle is very much in our favor. If
Really?
we remain true and steadfast,
We've actually lost more than they have. Mainly because we've been killing wargs. Right. For you. Oh, there's a whole unit coming in behind us. Last. A bit of trouble there. That general. One. Start shooting. To lose. We've lost the dwarven labourers. Oh yeah, we're losing a lot of men here. A lot of dwarves. Right. Try to break at least one of their units. Firing. Firing. Yep, we lost the firebirds. We lost 2 units already. Gonna be able to hold them back? Come on, General. Now is the time. Firing. On. Firing. Alright, we're probably going to lose our first attempt at this village, aren't we? That's not good. The unit of wargs is chasing all the labourers down. There's only 16. Right, let's send this unit over here. And moving. Moving very fast, are they? Come on. Oh, counter charge. 9. The ones that were chasing back there. Those broken? Yeah. In there. Gotta get rid of that unit. They're pulling back. On pikemen. No, it's turning around. Still a few wargs over there. Come back and cause us problems. And are they going to come for us? Right, those crossbows over here.
the battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast,
There's still quite a few wargs there. More crossbows.
only half the enemy force remains.
Yep, those ones coming back in. On. Gonna lose all those pikemen. They must have gone right after those dwarven labourers all the way down there. Come on, there's literally 3 of them. Turn around and get in over here. Okay, 22. Come on, get off those wargs. Where are you going? Right, those are broken. Alright, it's turning in our favour. It's turning in our favour. Oh, expecting that. Is go there, chase after them, chase after them, firing on them. Right, those are broken. We've got that warg unit all the way back there. And that warg unit's coming back, but get killed off. Somebody. Yep, have to deal with those.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Oh, come on. Seriously, they got in there? Run. Why aren't you firing? Firing. Now we've got to kill off these ones.
Men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh, we almost had it back then. Up here. They are wavering. But those are within range. There you go. Now within range. Them off. Right, put your bikes down.
Our men have captured.
Hey, finally he's down.
Guard him well, so we can watch us defeat the rest of his army.
There. Still a couple of wargs to go. I should say wargs. Somebody might confuse it with Call of Warhammer.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right. What's your position? Those crossbowmen get up here. Pikes. Full position. Said run. You're only warmed up. They're tired. Now, start shooting them. Probably don't have a clear shot around there, do you? Hit you up here. Come on, come forwards. across there. And fire at will. Right. Just stand there and get shot. Or double-bladed swords. Two-handed swords, I should say. Double swords. You don't know which way to go now, do you? Stand there and get shot.
Ah, my lord. Our men are in control of the city.
Oh yeah, we're in control. Never doubt it.
Look how our
In the
cavalry
battle.
clear
Yeah, we
victory.
lost 400 there as well. Oh, don't have much of a garrison, are we? We're gonna have to kill off any people? Sad, because it's only a village to start with.
Glory and honor.
Ered Luin. Oh, we're gonna get 2,000 in it. I don't want to kill off that many. Okay. Hornburg is sieged. Down low. Start building those buildings. 1,000 gold. And we still have 1,500
Your honor. Of course.
down there.
Today's journey is
And
time again.
I'll have you move up there.
Yes, sire. I'll continue
Right.
tomorrow, sire.
How happy are you? 120. See if we can send some of these units back. That free upkeep.
Onward. We've marched our limit.
Constructing everywhere. Construct over here. 2762. Why is that more expensive? We're not getting the cost discount there? 15%, right? Okay, looks like we are. 25%. 16,800, right? Yeah, we're not getting 800 discount. Like 500 discount, isn't it? What? Oh, I mean 15%, yeah. This will give us 25% discount. So that's going to take 3 turns. That's going to take 1 turn only. I think that's the highest level. See in a moment. Yeah, trade went up. Right, just going to make it in there.
Move out.
No,
That'll do 'em in a
just too
day,
short there. Right, going
Waiting your command.
over here.
Aye, sire. I must stop here, sire. My lord. Of course, sire.
Right, Angmar. Ooh, they're very close already,
I'll
aren't they?
continue tomorrow, sire.
Right, check for them. Ah, there's a Stoneworkers Guild House, 38.5. Can't afford it just yet. Those are just 2 depleted units, so they're not going to save us that much money, but it will help. I think probably we'll have Thorin's Halls as an economic centre.
Aye, sire. Onward. Your honor. Of course, sire.
And there is Ered Luin.
It's good. Very well. What else do you have to suggest? You hold us at. You have another worthy proposal, then. I do not believe I
They
may. Well, that
rejected
seemed fruitful.
alliance as
Yes,
well.
sire. Today's journey
Okay,
is over, sire. My lord. Aye, sire. I'll continue
shame.
tomorrow, sire.
Stoneworkers at Ered. Don't have the money yet for that one. We should next turn. So we're going to need as many pike units to get and as many crossbows. Because pikes wouldn't normally get too many kills, but they're going to get a lot of kills against the orc units. Crossbows are going to deal out quite a bit of death, destruction.
Awaiting your command. Yes, sire.
Head all the way down here.
Of course, sire. Today's journey is over, sire.
Shrugged. Yeah, we also need to get that one up there. This is going to probably be our main military centre. It's not making as much money as Thorin's Halls, and that's probably closer to the front lines as well. 3 more turns. Ooh, that we got. We don't have enough money. It's going to pay for that one over here. Send an emissary to the Dun Landings. Well, we shall try. Like we might be able to make it.
Yes, sire.
Ah, there's Ered Luin. Let's try for an alliance again.
No, we
Just
have
rejected again.
Good day to you.
Of course.
So we need to get it over to there. Gonna make it? Is
Journey is over, sire.
that where we need to go?
I'll continue tomorrow, sire.
5 turns. That's gonna be tough. As long as we don't stop for any reason.
Can I be of service? Yes, sire. Of course, sire.
That one built. It's already in the construction queue. This settlement has 900 people. Just 2. Probably next turn, right? Have we built all of them? The master stone workers, because we haven't upgraded the settlement. Unique buildings of Fort Durin. See? Blacksmiths, master builders there. Okay, we need large town. We're at town level, so we can't get that in any case. I mean, I guess we could ask Angrim or Angmarim for a peace treaty, but
Aye,
no,
sire.
be our main
The
enemy.
journey is over, sire. Awaiting your command. Of course, sire.
Of a family member. Oh, we're on good terms with the Dark Lord of Mordor. Nice to know, isn't it? Right, let's get that one going. Okay, one more turn there. Now, we can start going for economic buildings at Thorin's Halls. And it's approaching 1 hour. Know how it goes with Total War. I don't want to stop recording now. I want to show as much as possible. One day I shall definitely have to do a live stream. One day. I have to build myself up to that.
My lord.
Ah, who's that? Angmarin diplomat. Name? Mac. Ah, okay.
Aye,
On
sire.
there
Open
is the
the
Snow
doors of
Orcs.
the military, sire. Pleased, can I be of service? Yes, sire.
Okay, you've got 2,000 left over. What kind of economic buildings can we get? Just short of being able to get a port. 540 for a grain exchange. That do. 970. Ooh, there was an extra 80, 130, 138 coins just from building that. Pay for itself in what, 4 turns? Yeah, bad is it? Bad at all. There's a large pig farm, up with our population which is going down. Get that. Okay, got 1492. Gonna be finished in 2 turns. So start putting us in some buildings over here. Grain exchange there. Pig farm. Let's get that doing. Should get 750 in the next turn. We can reach the Dunlendings. Aha, candidate for adoption. That will hurt our a bit. We'll accept him. Came in over there. Could go down here. He might boost the income a little bit. Should also be able to talk to
Aye,
faction we are at war
shall
with.
hear you out, but do not expect much.
See if we can get some money out of those.
We have no complaints with
Oh
this
yeah,
project.
got 1,000 from
Aye,
them.
we look for
Down
your
here.
sire. Awaiting your command. Yes, sire.
So we
Today's
need
journey is
to.
over, sire. I must stop here, sire.
We only have one enemy, right? See, I forgot how to see who we're at war with. Where is it? On the list, is it? Who are we at war? Yeah, diplomacy. Staring me in the face. Yeah, so we're at war with the remnants of Angmar and the rebels, allied to the dwarves of Khazad-dûm, Erebor, and the High Elves. So, a lot more money. Oh yeah, Definitely bringing it in. I'll be able to start recruiting some units now. The last stoneworkers building there. Then go for military buildings. I know we've only had 2 battles in this episode, but there will be a lot more to come. Interesting times. Okay. Let me go ahead and read this one and then probably end the episode. For many years now, the threat of the Grimborn has been non-existent. We know of their past, we know of their harboured anger, but chiefly we know they are little more than a small group of old men who while away their hours drinking and reminiscing. Their numbers have consistently declined, and support for their cause has always been nothing more than a low murmur. However, as Durin is reborn anew with the passing ages, so too does it seem that the Grimborn have their own hero, Brynfarn. Brynfarn has garnered more support for his cause in the last few years than any that has in the past 100. He speaks of a better life for the dwarves. Erica, great again. Should say the dwarves of the Blue Mountains. Speeches do not speak of hatred, anger, or war, but rather of peace, prosperity, and glory. Many rally to his banner. He has found himself at the head of a tidal wave of wanted change. They hail him as Kazin Reborn. To hear that name spoken in these halls again is an ill omen. Kazin was the mightiest leader of the Grimborn. It was he who announced the 8th clan after the sacking of Minagorov, which was an elven settlement, I think, in Beleriand. Grinfarn is clever, my lord. He doesn't speak of all-out war, but he subtly blames our troubles on the elves, their decision to stay in Middle-earth. He talks of our great and powerful kin, who are able to reclaim Moria with only a small expedition. He stirs a fire in the hearts of the dwarves, claims that if the lesser dwarves of Erebor can reclaim Moria, then think on what the great dwarves of Erebor could. Hunger for their own campaign, their own reclamation, grows in all the dwarves, and their sights are set on Buzradum, which is a settlement down here. Right, just finish these off. Okay, grain exchange 2 of those. And let's go for the military buildings. It's good for military practice range, so we can get the crossbowmen, right? Ered Luin scouts. Yep. And some money left over. Some military buildings over here, although we don't have any free upkeep slots. That's what we do, get some free upkeep slots there. And get the port. Is that going to be a big boost? 733. So about 80. Close to 90. It's actually better than that. 100. Yep, that's slightly better. And it's also cheaper. But we're still constructing there. Priority would be dirt paths. Well, we had even more trading. Trade is at 22, 3.
Of course, sir.
And there's the Balesman, Bale of Anduin.
Seems like there is something else you wish to propose, then. It's good to see
Right,
another
see if we
proposition
can get
from
an
us, then.
alliance.
Seems like
Accepted.
the pleasure
Good.
was all ours.
We'll head over here.
Today's journey is
Good.
over, sire. Your honor.
There.
Sire.
to the Dunlendings.
Proposition for us? This seems
They
quite
are
reasonable.
allied to Isengard, an enemy of Rohan.
Very well. What else do you have to suggest? This proposal is of another proposition.
Let's see if they want an alliance, but are willing to pay for it. Not interested.
An honor
Huh.
and a pleasure.
That
Fair
was
play.
rather a short answer.
Sire, I'm a
So we got an extra 750. Right. Well, that's how we're going to end the very first episode in our Third Age Divide and Conquer campaign as Wars of Ered Luin through mountains. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. Hopefully episode 2 will be even better, and hopefully episode 3 will be even better than better. So until then, thank you all for watching, and take care.